make this game and release it, essentially they're going to be slammed with ginormous penalties and fees from the Singaporean government because they made them promises that they didn't keep. This was supposed to be a Singaporean product, I guess, that they were going to sell, and I guess it would benefit the government or whatever. So if it doesn't come out, they're screwed, basically, because they made all these promises. So Skull and Bones, you know, everyone thought that maybe it wasn't being developed, and then last year they announced, oh no, it's still coming out, it's just delayed, it's coming out this year. Now they just announced, oh, it's indefinitely delayed again. Like, oh my god, dude, like, what is happening? And then to make matters even worse, are you ready for this? Mr. Big Boy CEO Yves Guillemot. Yes, don't you like Mr. Yves Guillemot, who at E3 would dance around the stage with his very heavy French accent and act like hot shit every year? And then you were like, wow, this guy is so out of touch with gamers. He just is. You can tell just looking at him. It's like, this guy is not a gamer. This guy is a fucking stupid executive who sits there in his boardroom and fucking makes big edicts that he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, right? But he's at E3 dancing around like an idiot, right? So Yves Guillemot has reportedly told his staff, listen to this, the onus is on them to reverse the company fortunes. Imagine this. Imagine you're working for a giant game developer, all right? And in the last 10 years you've worked for this game developer, you've seen them being a top game developer to becoming like an afterthought. No one really likes the games they're pumping out. The games undersell. The games get delayed. The games get panned by critics. The games are now getting canceled constantly. So who's responsible for that? Is it you, the line-level coder, who just does what they're told, making games? Or do you think it's probably the upper management that probably have made some mistakes and should change the way that they're directing that ship? Correct? Well, according to Yves Guillemot, the upper manager, the CEO, oh, it's up to the staff to fix the problem. They really got to buckle down and we got to right this ship. They have to. Wait, what? They have to. Them. They don't fucking direct your company, you stupid jackass. They don't decide what games are made. They don't decide how the games are made. They don't decide the type of games. They don't decide the time frame. They don't decide the budget. They don't market the games. Like, what the fuck is your problem? This guy is a grade A idiot, and he's in charge of Ubisoft. Can you imagine working for that company right now? In 10 years, you went from, wow, our shit doesn't stink, to, wow, we're a pile of stinky duty. Like, oh my god. And you know what this reminds me of? When I worked at the helicopter company, helicopter support. It 1,000,000% reminds me of that. Because when I started working there, the company was experiencing like record high sales, right? Oh my god, we're rolling in dough. They were giving us bonuses every year. There were promotions. Everything was great. And then within 5 years of me working there, okay, the entire rug was pulled out from under the company because what happened? That was when there was the financial crisis in the United States. The banks were all crashing. And because of that, no one could get credit, so no one could afford to operate helicopters anymore. Now, do you think that my company that I was working for had any kind of a backup plan? No. Those, presidents and vice presidents, they were sitting there rolling in dough. Oh, it's going to be like this forever. We have absolutely no backup plan. The days of milk and honey flowing like rivers will never end. And then all of a sudden, overnight, it went like this. Gone. And guess what happened? Oh, shit. We got to downscale. We can't do this. We can't do this. We can't do this. No more cookouts, no more company parties, no more this benefit, no more trips, no cut back, lay off half our workforce, cut back on this, outsource this, do this, and within a couple years, gone. Non-existent. Doesn't even exist anymore. I actually, just a month ago, when we were talking about them on a podcast, I brought up my phone, I was searching, we couldn't even find them on the internet. They don't even exist. They don't even have their own website anymore. They're just gone. Non-existent. Okay? But that's what happens with these companies. They ride these waves of success, and they literally don't plan for shit. They just don't realize how lucky they are. And a lot of these companies, I hate to say it, that's what it is. It's luck. I just knocked my controller down. If anything, what does this tell us about Ubisoft? Does this tell us that basically, this was a great company run by a bunch of great managers and they knew what they were doing? No, it actually tells us the opposite. It tells us they were in the right place at the right time and they were just lucky that at 10 years ago, when the gaming industry was booming and exploding in size and everyone was becoming a gamer, they were in the right place, right time to sell games like the Tom Clancy franchise, the Assassin's Creed franchises. Every game they sold, or every game that they made sold, because they were in a burgeoning part of the gaming industry. Now, what's happened 10 years later? We now have oversaturation of the market, increased competition, these practices that are very, very heated, like microtransactions and free-to-play games and all of this. And with all of this competition, now what we're seeing is Ubisoft actually never was a good company. They were just lucky. The Yves Guillemot is a moron. He doesn't know how to run his company. And he's actually has the gall to blame his line-level people and say it's their fault that his company is failing. Hey, Yves, why don't you look in the fucking mirror, you jackass? You're the one in charge of the company. You're the one who's supposed to be making sure that everything is working and being profitable. That's your literal job description, not theirs. All they do is code. I mean, I can't believe when you hear shit like this. It's like, what the fuck is this guy saying? He's out of his mind. He's nuts. And he's in charge. What the frick?